not a spring chicken. It's official. The word is out. It is impossible to beat Obama, even if you're a Democrat. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to say, hello, Republicans, wake up. I mean, you think that's anything but Obama vote if you have a candidate. Maybe Ron Paul's going to stitch it up, although I think he's independent. And what about the rest of you Democrats? I mean, come on. What is it? Are you guys afraid to run? I mean, come on. Can't any of you do a better job? Meanwhile, we're going to bring Oldecam comments on the headline of Snow. You're always wondering why we're giving to the ocean. Is there something? Well, actually, there's something kind of meditative about the ocean just being out here. It's always so wonderful. But meanwhile, in news, Obama, anyone that doesn't believe my version of the Bin Laden raid has mental problems.
I heard him say that yesterday on television. I mean, you believe that this guy, I mean, he's just in another world, because, I mean, for who knows, if the 10th, 15th time he changed the what happened, well, we had to execute him because it was our duty.
But which version are they supposed to believe?
No one knows, because there's another version out today again, as they're trying to undo what he said yesterday. So
I mean, it's like as many days have passed, we've had that many versions.
I know. He just keep doing versions until he gets it right, you know, or the people get tired. But he tried that with his birth certificate and finally had to give what everybody says is a gun cop. Nobody's ever seen a certificate like he's got, so.
Well, it sounds like perfect for the Monty Bubbles Puppet Theater.
Yeah, which is coming.
And La Nina brings flood risk and drought to the west.
I know. Generally, it doesn't work that way. El Nino generally dumps water all over the west. This time it's dumping water all over the Midwest. It's coming up through the Gulf and just pouring water everywhere. So.
And the U.S. doesn't want access to Bin Laden's widows.
I know, isn't that ridiculous? I mean, they're trying to explain to Obama, the great Muslim understander, that Muslim women are not key to anything that's going on in the Muslim world. I think what he wants to do, he wants access to shut them up. They were supposed to shoot him and didn't.
Oh, well, now that's a problem.
Yeah, it's called guys with a sense of morality sent to execute somebody, that they don't kill women and children, no matter what the Democratic Party thinks our soldiers do.
And political pundits see the 2012 election all over, and Obama wins in a close race to win against anyone's right and left.
Oh, because they said the Republicans are only going to nominate somebody that is, it will be a physical conservative, but that's not what's going to be important to the right. It's going to be the religious credentials. Are they against gay marriage? Do they want the Ten Commandments back in church?
You know what? If they would just do somebody that wasn't so far to the right, they would win.
Well, they said the people have no choice. They said the Republican Party will decide who the candidate will be, not the people.
Well, maybe it's time for that Tea Party to rise again.
Well, they said what's going to happen is they're going to run an independent candidate.
That's what'll happen.
I know, and it's probably going to be. This will be one of the person said this is the first time since Theodore Roosevelt run for the Bull Moose Party that an independent candidate really has a chance to win the election.
Oh, that's true. And coffee, sex, and exercise among triggers for brain aneurysm.
Well, sex is a great way to go. You tell a guy that, you know, I'm going to die while I'm having sex. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that means I'm getting something. So.
Bin Laden has support network in Pakistan.
Well, not according to the White House. They don't, because they buy the fact that for 7 years nobody knew Bin Laden was sitting across the street from a military base.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And if you believe that one.
I know, but okay, this makes an ass out of Geraldo Rivera, who said, "I know Bin Laden is living in a cave. I've been to where Bin Laden is living." But now, he's the cheerleader on getting rid of Bin Laden, because everything Rivera said about Bin Laden wasn't happening. The guy was living in $1 million+ place in Pakistan with refrigerators, satellite television, computers. That's not a guy that's really suffering.
Oh, that's not suffering. I'd like to suffer that way too.
Yeah.
And BYU researchers hope twins unlock age mysteries.
Because they're very old. That has nothing to do with it. People live to be old. They either, you can have a member of your family live to be ancient, and the next member of your family doesn't make it beyond birth. That's how it works in this world, folks.
Obama, majority agree with Obama decision on bin Laden photos.
Not as far as I know, they don't. I don't know where you got that majority. Majority of the people in the country wanted to see the photos, but he said we have to protect the lives of those people that acted for the government. You know, and if you bring the photos out, the people will then want to know who did it and what's. Yeah, well, this was his latest spin, folks. That the people are on his side. No, they're not. They've never been on his side on any issue.
Colin Powell, Obama blew away the birthers.
Gee, shall we say that absolutely race has absolutely nothing to do with it? I'm a Republican. I just think it was foolishness. No.
Did he change parties when Obama was being elected?
Yeah, he supported him. We're going to put it this way.
Oh wait, maybe he officially didn't change parties, but you thought he had.
Birth certificates are not important unless you're a Democrat, and then birth certificates are important because this morning, Chuck Schumer in New York says that the new legislation will require everybody that's getting on an Amtrak to produce an identification showing who you are and that you are a citizen of this country.
On Amtrak?
Yeah.
Really?
They said, but they don't want you to have to produce identification to vote. But now Schumer, remember, Democrats see things one way, the rest of the people say another way.
Yeah, but on Amtrak, I thought anybody that paid for it could ride.
Well, no, well, they can, but now they have to. Now he wants them to produce an ID to prove that they are who they say they are, a real ID, not a phony one. So
that'll go far.
Well, it's actually going to get passed. The Democrats in the Senate are going to pass it.
Well, they don't have to have that type of ID for airplanes.
I know, and they don't have to have them to vote, but he wants it for the trains because. Remember, Amtrak is headquartered in New York, so.
Oh, U.S. gas prices hit $4 a gallon, but may retreat.
No, they're not going to.
They get $5 a gallon.
Okay. They said that the people said, well, because the gasoline, the purchase per barrels went down. Well, it went up by $6.50 a barrel today, folks. That was just that was a temporary glitch last week, and they said the people were taking their profits and fleeing. Now. Today, gold has recovered most of what it lost. Silver has recovered what it's lost. Precious metals recovered what it's lost. And it's up over $6 a gallon, and they're expecting a raise on gas as early as tomorrow by another 3 cents a gallon.
Dual language immersion programs growing.
Yeah. Not in California, they're not, because they don't believe in that. They believe that you should only learn Spanish. So they don't teach English in the state anymore.
And aircraft carriers gain clout and naval power.
That I don't understand, folks, because it only takes one missile, an Exocet missile from the French could sink an aircraft carrier, and they now no longer have gun crews. They have automated gunnery system that supposedly will be able to shoot down anything. Well, it can't shoot down a torpedo, and an Exocet is fired at ground level, and you really can't train your weapons into the water. So.
And Costa Rica finds a body of U.S. student missing at sea.
Oh yeah, high school kids went over there for a holiday, and 3 of them drowned. So.
Oh, 3 of them?
Yep, they went out into surf like this and couldn't swim.
Oh, you know, you shouldn't be out there.
I know it. Well, I couldn't swim and I surf so, but I could float really well.
You could float well.
I
Okay.
floated well, and I could also. I also know that until you go way out in this water, it's actually no deeper than your waist.
That's true, especially here. Yeah. Facebook sharing sending readers to big news sites.
Yeah, that's,
So what's the big news about that?
Well, because they've made deals with Zuckerman in order to, but he had to pay for his mansion in Northern California somehow.
Well, you know what? That's just a small, change in the bucket compared to his net worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about time he became not a renter, an owner, not a renter anyway.
Yeah, well, he actually owns other places. He just didn't own a house. He owns vacation spots, but no house. So,
fewer stock awards reduces Yahoo CEOs take 75%.
Well, because the company isn't making any money. I mean, they make one mistake after another, such as their new email doesn't allow you to get into their business email, and it won't work on tablet computers.
And that's no mistake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Samoa to shift back west of the international date line.
Because they want to gain a half a day.
Are you serious?
Well, it puts them yesterday instead of today. That is called American Samoa for a reason, folks. So.
Well, That's actually quite a bit dramatically. Will that really help them?
No, it just means they're yet. It doesn't change. They're still. The sun isn't going to be any different. They just shift to yesterday instead today, which changes nothing except causes everybody a hell of a problem flying in and out of there.
I know. It's like it changes all the schedule.
Yeah.
T-Mobile USA posts record subscriber losses.
That's why the company, no matter how they went to somebody, an anorexic model, to replace Catherine Zeta-Jones, and they think that the thing to do is to keep raising her skirts higher to show her legs are thinner, and they're not upgrading her system. So they pay people ungodly fortunes to lock up their cell phones on their system.
Animosity bubbleism from Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
If a politician does exactly what you know he's going to do, and you know it's harmful, then why don't you tell him not to do it?